Did you ever notice how all over the place Peter was in the Bible? I don't just mean that he's mentioned a bunch of times. I'm talking about his choices. Some people choose their own adventure with careful preparation, research, prayer, weighing their options. And then there's people like Peter and me, who tend to go with our gut, be a little impulsive, rash, emotional, a little too excited, a little too passionate about things. Peter was all over the place in both words and actions. When he first meets Jesus, he is told to cast his nets one more time. He argues that he's already been out all night. But then, once he sees and believes, he's all in. Or so he thinks. There's so much more to the story. All along the way, he's asking questions over and over about how, why, who, what. Some leaders would feel disrespected, but Jesus seems to delight in his curiosity, bold nature, and impulsiveness. Peter was the only one who got out of the boat to walk on water with Jesus. But while Jesus was right in front of him, he started to give in to fear and sink. One minute he was healing alongside Jesus, and the next he was cutting off a soldier's ear. One minute he's refusing to let Jesus wash his feet. Then he says he wants him to not only wash his feet, but his hands, his face, and his whole body. When Jesus was facing his own death, praying a desperate prayer at Gethsemane, Peter was taking a nap. Yet he was the first one to blurt out what everyone was thinking and call Jesus the true Messiah, the one they'd all been waiting for. One minute, Peter is telling Jesus he's ready to follow him to prison or death, and the next, he's denying him 3 times. Jesus had all of humanity to choose from to lead his church, and he picks this guy? The guy who right after the crucifixion, after all he'd been through, just gave up and went back to fishing, like it was all for nothing? This impetuous, impulsive, mistakes right and left, blurting questioner would become the steady rock on which Jesus would build the church? This guy who couldn't keep his story straight was now the keeper of the kingdom of heaven? See, Jesus knew this adventure of our lives would not require perfection. The adventure he's calling us to requires authenticity, passion, questions, falling down and getting back up, fear, sinking, then trusting again. He knew those of us who would go with our gut sometimes are the only ones with the guts to lead. Maybe those of us who are all over the place are the ones who just might bring his message of love and grace all over the place. I may be a bit of a mess, but like Peter, I want to be all in. Do you?